It was supposed to be a fun night, just a few friends, some pizza, and laughter echoing through our living room. My wife, Emily, loved hosting game nights. She said it kept the spark alive, surrounded by friends who reminded us how lucky we were. But that night, she lit a spark that would burn much more than she realized. We'd been married for 6 years. Like any couple, we had our ups and downs, but I thought we were solid. That evening, as we played Truth or Dare, mixed with some friendly trivia, everyone was teasing each other, joking around. When it came to Emily's turn, her best friend Rachel asked, "If you could go back in time, would you still marry Jack?" Everyone laughed, waiting for her to say something funny or romantic. But Emily smirked, tilted her head, and said with a laugh, "Marry Jack again? Oh, absolutely not. Once was enough of a mistake." The room went silent for a moment before everyone laughed awkwardly, thinking she was kidding. But I saw her expression. It wasn't entirely a joke. She said it like a truth she'd been hiding behind humor. I forced a laugh too, but inside, something cracked. I stared at her, searching for a sign that she was just being playful, but she didn't even look at me. Instead, she kept the jokes going. "Come on, guys, you know I love him," she added with a shrug, "but marriage isn't exactly the fairy tale I imagined." Everyone chuckled again, trying to smooth over the tension. I smiled tightly, though my heart was pounding. It wasn't the first time she'd made digs about our marriage in public, comments about me being too boring or safe. I always brushed them off. But that night, surrounded by our closest friends, something in me shifted. Later, when the game moved on, I stayed quiet. I watched her laugh with the others. The same bright smile that once melted my heart now felt hollow. I could hear her voice echoing in my mind. Once was enough of a mistake. When it was my turn, Rachel, still trying to lighten the mood, asked me, "Jack, if you could change one thing about your life, what would it be?" I looked at Emily. She was mid-laugh, not even looking my way. And before I could stop myself, I said calmly, "I'd choose someone who actually meant it when she said, 'I do.'" The room went dead silent. Emily's smile vanished. Rachel tried to laugh it off. "Okay, maybe we should." But I wasn't finished. You know, I always thought marriage was about partnership, about lifting each other up. Not about humiliating the person who's been standing beside you. My tone wasn't angry, just quiet, controlled. That made it worse. Emily's cheeks flushed red. "Jack, it was a joke. You're overreacting." "Maybe," I said, still calm. "Or maybe I'm just tired of being the punchline." No one spoke. Even Rachel looked down, uncomfortable. I stood up, forcing a polite smile. "Thanks for coming, everyone. I think game night's over." They all left awkwardly soon after, leaving Emily and me in heavy silence. She crossed her arms, her voice sharp. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone." I looked at her, stunned. "You embarrassed me, Emily. Do you even hear yourself?" "It was just a joke, Jack." I shook my head slowly. "A joke is funny when everyone's laughing. But you've been laughing at me, not with me, for months now. And I'm done pretending it doesn't hurt." She stared at me, caught off guard by my tone. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't angry. I was just finished. That night, I slept on the couch. Not out of spite, but because I couldn't bear to lie next to someone who treated me like a joke in front of others. The next morning, I packed a small bag. She woke up as I was putting on my jacket. "Where are you going?" she asked, panic creeping into her voice. "To my brother's for a while," I said softly. "I think we need space. You might find that funny too, but I'm serious." Her face fell. "Jack, wait. You're really upset over that?" I turned to her. "No, Emily. I'm upset over everything that's been building up. The jokes, the eye rolls, the way you talk about me when I'm not around. You used to look at me like I mattered. Now you look at me like I'm holding you back." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I didn't mean it like that." I gave a sad smile. "Then maybe start meaning what you say." I left. Days turned into weeks. She texted, called, apologized, but I didn't reply. I needed her to understand the weight of her words, the same weight I'd carried for too long in silence. A month later, I came back to collect some things. She was sitting on the couch, holding our wedding album, crying. When she saw me, she stood up instantly. "Jack, please. I never meant to hurt you. I thought being funny made me seem confident. I didn't realize I was breaking you down." I sighed. "You can't build your confidence by tearing someone else apart, Emily. Especially not the person who loves you." She stepped closer, trembling. "If I could take it all back, I would. I miss you." I paused for a long moment. "I miss who we used to be. But I can't go back to being someone's joke. If you really mean those words, prove them, by changing." She nodded, tears streaming down her face. I left again that night, but this time, not out of anger. Sometimes walking away is the only way someone finally learns the cost of carelessness. And from what I've heard since, Emily did change. She stopped making jokes at other people's expense. She started therapy. She even reached out to friends she'd hurt with her sarcasm. As for me, I found peace in silence. I learned that respect is worth more than laughter. And maybe someday, when she hears the words game night, she'll remember the night her joke cost her everything, and realize that not all laughter is harmless.